That's one word that I always want to say to everybody in my life now. That word is life is easy. It's so easy and fun. Before that, I never think like that. When I was in Bangkok, I feel like life is very hard, very complicated. I was born in
I have a word that I want to share with everybody. That is life is easy. Before, I have never talked about that. I think life is very complicated. When I was in Bangkok, I think life is so hard.
poor village from the northeastern of Thailand. When I was a kid, everything is fun and easy. But when the TV came, many people came to the village, they said, you are poor. You need to follow succeed for your life. You need to go to Bangkok to pursue success in your life. So I feel bad, I feel poor. So I need to go to Bangkok. When I went to Bangkok,
I was born in a poor village in the northern eastern Thailand, and the life when I was a kid is very fun. However, when the TV came and many people came to my village, they told me that you are poor. You need to go to Bangkok to pursue your success. And I think I need to go to Bangkok to pursue success.
Bangkok is not very fun. I said, you need to learn, study a lot, and work very hard. And then you will get success. I work very hard, 8 hours per day at least. But what I can eat is just a bowl of noodle per meal. Or sometimes a dish of fried rice or something like that. And where I stay is very bad. A small room with a lot of people sleep. It's very hot. I start to question.
When I came to Bangkok, I realized things are not fun. They said that you need to study, need to work very hard. I work very hard, 8 hours per day at least. But what I could eat is just a bowl of noodles or some fried fries or something like that. And I need to live in a small room with lots of people sleep. It's very hot.
A lot. When I work hard, why my life so hard? It must be something wrong because I produce a lot of things, but I cannot get enough. And I try to learn, I try to study. I try to study in university.
And I studied Guangdong. Why I work so hard, but my life is so hard. And I decided to study university.
It's very hard to learn in university because it's very boring. And
I worked very hard in the university, and I realized that it's really hard in the university because it's boring.
to look at the subject in university. Every faculty, most of them is destructive knowledge. It's no productive knowledge in university for me. When I look at something like if you learn to be architect or engineer, that means you ruin more. The more these people work, the mountain will be destroyed more. And the good land in Chao Phraya Basin will be covered with concrete more and more. We destroy more. If you learn agricultural faculty or something like that, that means you learn how to poison, to toxicate the land, the water, and learn to destroy everything. I feel like everything we do is so complicated, so hard, and everything, we just make it hard.
And I feel every subject, every faculty, most of them is a destructive knowledge. They are not productive knowledge to me. To me. And if you study to become architect or engineer, it means you destroy more. The more people work, the more we destroy our good land. And I realize the life is so hard.
Life is so hard. I feel disappointed. I start to think about why I have to be here in Bangkok. I thought about when I was a kid. Nobody worked 8 hours per day. Everybody worked 2 hours, 2 months a year. Planting rice 1 month and harvest the rice another month. The rest is free time, 10 months of free time. That's why people have so many festivals in Thailand. Every month they have festival. Because they have so much free time. And then in the daytime, everybody will take a.
And I started wonder why I had to live here. And I remember the time when I was a kid. Nobody works 8 hours a day. They just work 2 months a year. So they have a lot of free time. Because they have lots of free time, they have lots of festivals in Thailand. Each month we have each festival.
Nap. Even now in Laos, if anybody go to Laos, people take a nap after lunch. And after they wake up, they're just gossiping, how's your son-in-law, how's your daughter-in-law. People have a lot of time. But at that time, because they have a lot of time, they have time to be with themselves. And when they have time to be with themselves, they have time to understand themselves. When they understand themselves, they can see what they want in their life. So many people see that they want happiness. They want love. They want to enjoy their life. So people see a lot of beauty in their life. So they express their beauty in many ways. Some people just carving the handle of the knife, very beautiful. The basket, they're weaving very nice. But now, nobody uses that word. Nobody can do something like that. People use plastic everywhere. So I feel like it's something.
And because people have more free time, they take a nap. And the same thing happens in Laos. And if you can go to Laos, you can see that people take a nap, and after they wake up, they do gossip. How is your daughter-in-law? How is your wife? How is your son-in-law? And because they have lots of time for themselves, they have time to be with themselves, and they know what they want in their life. And the answer is they want happiness, they want love.
Wrong in there. I cannot live in this way of living. So I decided to quit university and went back home. When I went back home, I started to live like when I remember when I was a kid. And went back home. When I went back home, I started to live like when I remember when I was a kid. I started to work 2 months a year. I got 4 tons of rice. And then the whole family, 6 people, we eat less than half a ton per year. So we can sell some rice. And then I dug 2 fish ponds. We have fish to eat all year round. And I start a small garden, less than uh, half an acre. And I spend 15 minutes per day to take care of the garden. I have more than 30 variety of vegetable in the garden. So 6 people cannot eat all of it. We have surplus to sell in the market. We can make some income in there too. So I feel like it's
I, I decided to quit school and came back to um, my hometown. And when I come back to hometown, I remember the time when I was a kid. So I just work 2 months a year. And um, after that, I have collected 4 tons of rice, and my family includes 6 people who just eat half a ton per year. And I also collected some fish, and I I also created a small garden. I spent 15 minutes per day to take care of that garden. And in this garden, I grow 13 varieties of vegetable that my family can eat. However, um, I can I can sell some products from my garden to earn money, to have income.
easy. Why I have to be in Bangkok for 7 years, working hard and then don't have enough to eat? But here, only 2 months a year and 15 minutes per day, I can feed 6 people. That's easy. And after that, before that, I think that stupid people like me, who never
And I think why I need to spend 7 years in Bangkok, but I didn't get enough. But now I just spend 2 months and 15 minutes per day. I can feed 6 people in a family. Life is so easy.
never get a good grade in the school, cannot have a house. Because people who clever than me, who get number one in the class every year, even they get a good job, but they need to work more than 30 years to have a house. But for me, who cannot finish university, how can I have a house? Hopeless for people who have low education like me. But
And before I think people like me who cannot finish the university cannot build a house because my friend who is clever in the class, maybe they have a good job. It took them about 30 years to buy or to build a house. For me, a person who cannot finish the university, how can I do it? Hopeless.
But when I start to do earth and building, it's so easy. I spend 2 hours per day, 5 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock in the morning. 2 hours per day. And 3 months, I got a house. And another friend who's the most clever in the class, he spent 3 months to build his house too, but he had to be in debt. He had to pay his debt 30 years. So compared to him, I have 29 years and 10 months of free time. So I feel that life is so easy.
And I started to build a house for myself. I spend 2 hours per day from 5 to 11 to build my house. And after 3 months, I had a house for myself. And my friends who is clever than me, who is um, the number one in my class, He also spent 3 months to build his house, but he was in debt, and he needs to spend 30 years to pay for that debt. Compared to him, I have 29 years and 10 months. So I feel life is so easy.
I never think I can build a house easy like that. And after that, I keep building house every year, at least one house a year. Now I have no money, but I have many houses. My problem is tonight, which house I'm going to sleep. So, house is not a problem. Anybody can build a house. The kids 13 years old, after school, they make bricks together, make a house. After 1 month, they have a library. The kids can make a house. Very old nun can build a hut for herself. Many people can build a house. So it's easy. If you don't believe me, try it. If somebody wants to have a house. And then the next thing is,
Um, and I have never think I can build a house easily like that. And from there, I started to build house every year, at least one house a year. So now I don't have money, but I have lots of houses. And the problem is, which house will I go to bed tonight? And building house is not a problem. Everyone can build a house. Maybe a little kid can build a house after school, or a nun can build a hut. And believe me, you can do that. If you don't believe me, try to do this.
clothing. I feel like I'm poor. I feel like I'm not handsome. I try to dress like somebody else, like a movie star, to make myself look good, look better. I spend 1 month to save money to buy a pair of jeans. When I wear it, I turn left and turn right, look at the mirror. Every time I look, I'm the same person. The most expensive pants cannot change my life. I feel like I'm so crazy. Why I have to buy it? Spend 1 month to have a pair of pants. It doesn't change me. I start to think more about that. Why we need to follow fashion? Because when we follow fashion, we never catch up with it because we follow it. So don't follow it, just stay here. Do what we use what we have. So after that, until now, 20 years, I never buy any clothes.
The second thing is clothing. And because I know I'm poor, I am not handsome, so I save money in 1 month to buy a pair of jeans. And when I wore this jean, turn right to left, looking in the mirror, I am who I am. It doesn't change my mind. It doesn't change me. And I realized that when I need to spend that amount of money on these pants, because it doesn't change me. So what we need is just don't follow fashion. It's just who we are.
All the clothes I have.
And until now, I have not buy any new clothes for 20 years.
Is leftover from people. When people come to visit me, when they leave, they left a lot of clothes there. So I have tons of clothes now. And then when people see me wear very old clothes, they give me more clothes. So my problem is I need to give clothes to people very often now. So it's so easy. And when I stop buying clothes, I feel like it's not only clothes. It's about something else in my life. I need to, what I learned is when I buy something, everything about, I buy it because I like it, or I buy it because I need it. So if I buy it because I like it. That means I'm wrong. So I feel more free when I think like this. And the last thing is,
and the clothes that I have today is the clothes that the people come to my village and they left, and now I have ton of clothes. And the problem is, um, whenever they see me they wear our clothes, they will give me more, and it means I need to give to others more often. Yeah, so and I realized clothes is not clothes. It means clothes is something else. And if we need to consider when we buy something, if we buy whether we buy clothes because we need it, or we buy clothes because we like it. If we buy clothes because we like it, it means we are wrong.
when I get sick, what will I do? I very worry in the beginning because when I have no money, what I will do. But I start to contemplate more. Normally, sickness is normal thing. It's not a bad thing. Sickness is something to remind us that we did something wrong in my life. That's why we get sick. So when we get sick, I need to stop and come back to myself and think about it, what I did wrong. So I learned how to use water to heal myself, how to use earth to heal myself. I learned how to use basic knowledge to help myself. So
And the last thing is, what will I do if I get sick? Because at that time I don't have money and I don't know what will I do if I get sick. And however, I realized that sickness is a normal thing. Sickness is not scary, it's just a normal thing. And when we get sick, it means we did something wrong, and um, the time that when we get sick is the time that we need to stop, come back, and realize what we did wrong um, to get sick.
after I rely on myself, this whole thing, I feel like life is very easy. I feel something like a freedom or something that I feel free. I feel like I don't worry about anything much. I have less fear. I can do whatever I want in my life. Before that, I have a lot.
And if when I think in that way, I feel my life is so easy, so comfortable, and I don't care what the other people think. I just do what I want to do.
A lot of fear. I cannot do anything. But now I feel very fear. I feel like I'm unique person on this earth. Nobody like me. I don't need to make myself like anybody else. I'm the one, number one. So things like this make it easy, very light. And after that, I start uh, and to think about when I was in Bangkok, I feel very dark in my life. I start to think many people maybe think like me at that time. So we start a place called Pan Pan in Chiang Mai. This place, the main aim is just to
Before I had lots of fears, because I had lots of fears. I didn't dare to do anything. But now, I know I am unique. I am I am the unique person of myself. I don't like anybody else. I can do what I want to do. And I remember the time when I was Bangkok, and it was the worst time for me. And I think everybody also have the dark time in their life.
saving seed, to collect seed, because seed is food. Food is life. If there's no seed, no life. No seed, no freedom. No seed, no happiness. Because your life will depend on somebody else, because you have no food. So it's very important to save seed. That's why we focus on saving seed. That's the main thing to be in Pan.
And after that, I started to do a farm called Pun, and the main point is to collect and store seed because seed is food. And when we have food, we have life, and we will have life when we have freedom. So this is the main point in the Pun.
Second thing is the learning center. We want to have a center for ourselves to learn how to make life easy, because we were taught to make life complicated and hard all the time. How can we make it easy? It's easy, but we don't know how to make it easy anymore, because we always make it complicated. And now we start to learn to be together, because we were taught to disconnect ourselves from everything else, to be independent, so we can rely on the money only. We don't need to rely on each other. But now, to be happy, we need to come back, to connect to ourselves again, to connect to other people, to connect our mind and body together again. So we can be happy. Life is easy.
And the second thing is the learning center. This is the place for ourselves to learn how to live easily, because we have we have a complicated life and we don't know how to live easily. So we need to learn how to live easily. And before we think we are independent individually, and we just need to depend on money. We don't need to depend in each other. But now, to be happy, we need to connect our mind to our body, connect to other people to have a happy life. Life is so easy.
And from beginning until now, what I learned is the 4 basic needs: food, house, clothes, and medicine must be cheap and easy for everybody. That's the civilization. But if we make these 4 things hard and very hard for many people to get it, that's uncivilized. So now when we look at everywhere around us, everything is so hard to get. So I feel like now is the most uncivilized era of human on this earth. We have so many people who finished from university, have so many universities on the earth, have so many clever people on this earth. But our life is harder and harder.
And at the beginning to now, there is 4 things: clothes, food, clothes, food, health, and medicine. These are 4 things that make an civilization. But when we make these 4 things become difficult and become hard for the other people to get, it's not civilization, it's uncivilized. And maybe now this is the works uncivilized era for human being, because now we can see a lot of clever person, clever people. We can see many university, but why life is so harder? The life is harder and harder.
We make it hard for who? We work hard for who right now? I feel like it's wrong. It's not normal. So I just want to come back to normal, to be a normal person, to be equal to animals. The bird make a nest in 1 or 2 days. The rat dig a hole in 1 night. But the clever human like us spend 30 years to have a house. And many people can't believe that I cannot have a house. They can't believe that they can have a house in this life. So that's wrong. Why we destroy our spirit? Why we destroy our ability that much? So I feel like
And so I think we need to be normal. We need to be equal as animal. For example, a bird can uh, can make a nest in 1 or 2 days, or a rat can dig a hole in one night. Why? We are human beings and we need to spend 30 years to build a house, and some people think they cannot build a house like that. We are destroy our ability, we are destroy our spirit. It's wrong, something wrong. Something wrong happened in our society, in our life. And I think we should need uh, to be back to be normal.
it's enough for me to live in the normal way, in the unnormal way. So now I try to be normal. But people look at me as abnormal people, crazy people. But I don't care because it's not my fault. It's their fault because they think like that. So my life is easy and light now. That's enough for me. People can think whatever they want. I cannot manage anything outside myself. What I can do is change my mind, manage my mind. Now my mind is light and easy. That's enough. If anybody want to have a choice, you can have a choice. Choice to be easy or choice to be hard. It depends on you. Thank you.
And now I want to become a normal person, but everybody doesn't look at me like this. They doesn't look at me that way. They think I am a crazy person, but I don't care. I just want to do what I want to do. And this is this not my fault. This is their fault because this is what they think about me, and I cannot manage what the other people think. I cannot manage what they think about me. I just know life is easy. Life is so comfortable, so it's enough for me. And if you have a choice, you can choose to be um, easy or you can choose to be hard. It depends on you. Thank you.